Okay. I've been really studying this and really studying other cars that I've worked on before, the ones I have history with and stuff, and I feel very confident of what the cause is now, and I'll even go over that and show you. Now, just for starters, it is a bad design period. These are known, the Ford 1.5 is known for doing this damage, essentially destroying the tappet, eventually destroying the cam and all that. But now, while it is a poor design, as you even stated, there normally should be no reason that your new cam got destroyed so fast. Except for that's where I feel like it was a combination, the poor engineering and the frequent work, having to take when you taking it apart multiple times, trying to figure out why it kept not wanting to be fixed long term. So now I'll explain. I went ahead and got the one out of my car. I was telling you about it. Now you see it has the wheel, which that would help a lot with reducing friction. But here's what I feel is most important. This guide, and there is a corresponding slit in the motor. This is from my Hyundai. That reason why I feel that's so important, you have great experience with cars, so I'm sure you fully understand this. Like especially if you take apart a differential, change the fluid out, whatever. Now, even if it's working perfectly, especially like if it's your first time ever opening up, like it's a pretty new vehicle, it's first time getting its diff service, um, a little bit of metal shavings actually is completely normal. A little bit. Because, we imagine how many times any of this is hitting hell with cams, the other lobes, they're going to be just one time and they're moving about half the speed of the crank. So, yeah, at say 5,000 RPMs, this be hitting a valve 2,500 times a minute, which is still a lot. But then on top of that, think about this is a three lobes on this thing. So yeah, if your engine's at 5,000 RPMs, then yeah, this is in half because the camshaft is half the time of the crank. So it'd be 2,500, but then times three. This thing is hitting that thing 7,500 times a minute. And just like in a diff, if everything's working perfect, it's going to work grooves. Like there's going to be, that's why you have that wear and those little bit of metal shavings. They'll work grooves into each other. And then once they have, usually the wear mostly stops. Granted, everything will wear out over time, but just once they really get into their groove, the wear stops. If you get everything properly oiled and all that, and it stays together. Now, I'm even seeing evidence of that on your old cam, because the original problem, the part lasted for a long time, then tore up and started tearing everything up. But even look, if you'll notice, it has like the way the damage is, the indentations. It's even like it's hitting the exact same groove. So in other words, two are grooved together, and the damage that's even occurring is from their well-worked together grooves. So the damage wasn't near as bad. But you can tell it's damaged, like those dimples almost look like they might be factory. They're so like exact spot and everything on each one, but as we can see from the new one, they're not supposed to be that they are damaged. But again, this is where I feel like it's staying in its groove and all that. Whereas then once it was giving you problems and you were pulling it apart a lot, well again, these nice kinds with their guides are always going to go back in the same way. So when they've got the wheel reducing friction, but then also they can only go in one way because of the guide, so they're always going to be perfectly matched to their grooves. This thing can bounce around like crazy, turn which way it wants. It's just free in there. And so I feel like if it's put one time, then the two will work a groove together. And then, it's still a bad design, so it'll still eventually chew up. But probably like your last one, which I'm guessing, look at your mileage, probably lasts about 100,000 miles, which is not great, but it's acceptable. But if you're taking it, if it's giving you problems and you're taking this apart and back together a bunch of times and you're not being real careful, well, you're going to, it's going to be turned a different way every time. And you're going to be making new grooves. And think, if you got some groove that goes straight across like this, but then this thing gets turned a half turn, well, then this thing is going to come up, not be on the groove, then suddenly fall into the groove, which is going to cause extra wear, and then have to climb back out of it too. And yeah, that's just going to be sawing everything up. So I feel like that's what's super important is when we get the cam and then this, it needs to be a one and done as much as possible. And also it needs to be as perfect as possible. Now, that's the other thing. It has thrown a lot of metal shavings. Like, I'm going to really clean this out because it's got all the metal shavings from the last destruction in it. Make sure that's perfect, because any metal shavings and stuff could also cause that. Get in there and just ramp the wear right back up. Then I'm even going to get assembly lube and assembly lube this, and the hole once it's perfectly clean. And then put it together one time. And now I am going to try actually not your Ford pump, but the one that was on it when it came here, because I don't see any reason that one should be bad. And then if it doesn't, I can just switch over to the Delphi, and we know we're good. But if the other one's good, then we can just return that Delphi, $300 for you back from that. And then, yeah. Hold on just a second.